Welcome to Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes. Before I begin my playthrough, I'll go through the backstory so that people know what the hell this is actually about, for those that haven't played the Metal Gear series before. Like myself, I know that might piss off a lot of people, but I haven't played any of the Metal Gear games before. That doesn't mean I'm completely ignorant of what happens in this area. I've actually read quite a bit on it, wiki pages and the like. Anyway, for us, there is no victory, Snake. There lived a man who was a legend among mercenaries, a man who put together a formidable unit of soldiers of fortune, long before the advent of private military companies, that dared to call itself a nation. A man who, with his nation at his back, made an enemy of modern capitalist society and the world. This is his story. I like him already. We're not mercenaries, we're not a foreign legion. MSF's a business, a new kind of business. Miller, known by code names such as Snake and later Big Boss, he proved himself as an agent of US Special Forces Unit Fox. But a certain incident spurred him to part ways with the military, and he is said to have roamed the world's war zones as a gun for hire. In 1974, Snake and his partner, Kazura Miller, were running a small mercenary outfit in Colombia when they were visited by a man claiming to be a professor from Costa Rica's University for Peace. According to the professor, there had been several incidents involving a mysterious armed group in Costa Rica, a country without a military of its own. The professor was accompanied by one of his students, a girl named Paz, who had been abducted and assaulted by this group. The professor and Paz offered to hire Snake to drive the group out of Costa Rica. However, Snake saw through the deception in an instant. The plot thickens. My name is Paz, and I'll die, and I'll do anything to protect my namesake. The professor was actually a KGB agent, an armed group in question backed by the CIA. The Cold War was no stranger to such overseas clandestine operations between the US and the Soviet agents, but the CIA's motives were a mystery. Paz had escaped from one of the CIA's group's facilities with a cassette tape. On it was the voice of the woman known as the Mother of Special Forces, the Boss. With a popular song from 1973 playing in the background, it was reasonable to conclude that the recording was made recently. Snake was stunned. The Boss was supposed to be dead. What was she doing in Costa Rica? This is all part of the plot of Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, I believe, which, if I remember correctly, is a PSP game. Anyway, I'll do it for the girl, for Paz, Snake. The Boss was Snake's mentor, and the only woman he ever loved, but 10 years prior, Snake was forced to take the Boss's life as part of a mission, a bitter memory that still haunted him. Despite realizing that she simply could not have survived, Snake was unable to turn the professor down. Telling himself he was intervening as a deterrent for a defenseless country, as well as to honor the virtue of Paz's name, Peace, Snake departed for Costa Rica. Once there, he ran into a unit of Sandinistia National Liberation Front that had fled Nicaragua. After rising up against the pro-American Somoza regime, these rebels have become targets for the CIA groups, who killed their commandant and left the unit in shambles. Everyone treats me like a child. I couldn't stand it anymore. Chico. Snake rescued the bloody hell, these names. Sandinistas invited them back to Mother Base, the new offshore base of operations provided to them by the KGB. Working for the KGB, isn't that awesome? The fallen commandant's children, Amanda and Chico, saw something of their hero Che Guevara in Snake and grew to idolize him. Or Che Guevara. My apologies. This triggered the rapid expansion of Snake's forces. However, he was still no closer to discovering what the CIA was really up to in Costa Rica. So building an army of Latinos against America with the blessing of the KGB. I like him more. I believe in peace through nuclear deterrence. Huey. Snake then encountered Huey, a wheelchair-bound scientist being forced to work for the CIA. Huey revealed the CIA's terrifying plot. They were developing a system by which, following radar detection of an enemy nuclear launch, an AI would analyze all available data and automatically execute a retaliatory nuclear strike at appropriate targets. Although designed to increase the power of nuclear deterrence, Coldman, the CIA's Central American station chief, planned to actually launch a nuke to demonstrate the effectiveness of the automated retaliation. This demonstration was only 5 days away. Snake rushed to development lab to stop their AI from being completed. You've left everything behind, your country, your identity, your past and ideals. But there's still one thing you haven't let go of, Miller. Upon infiltrating the lab, Snake was greeted by the voice from the tape, the same voice of his lost mentor. But this was in fact the voice of the retaliatory system's AI. Its developer, Dr. Strangelove, had selected a boss, the so-called greatest soldier who ever lived, as the AI's intellectual model. There is a novel about Dr. Strangelove. There's a movie about Dr. Strangelove. Hideo Kojima. Anyway. However, succumbing to personal obsession, Strangelove had deviated from the research's original purpose. Not only had she reproduced the boss's voice, she was on the verge of bringing her psyche back to life in AI form, driven by a bizarre kind of love. What if the boss could truly be revived in every detail, if only in AI form? Snake hesitated as Strangelove's idea touched his sense of loss. His guard down, Snake was immediately captured. The boss AI was completed, and Peace Walker, the nuclear-equipped walking battle tank housing this retaliatory AI system, went active. I was made to fight. I am a gun. Snake fought in vain as Peace Walker prepared to fire the nuke, but in the face of catastrophe, it was ultimately a machine that saved mankind from nuclear annihilation. The boss AI sank Peace Walker to the bottom of Lake Nicaragua, stopping the launch. With the crisis behind him, Snake took advantage of his recent mobilization to continue Mother Base's expansion indefinitely. Snake understood that the AI had acted to save the world, but that did not change the fact that the system based on the boss's mind had chosen at last to lay down its weapon. As a weapon himself, Snake felt the act to be a rejection of his life. Undeterred, Snake and Miller invited Drs. Huey and Strangelove to Mother Base to develop Metal Gear Zeke, a bipedal weapon they eventually equipped with a nuclear warhead, suddenly making their unit the nuclear power. That's terrifying. This place will no longer be my haven. Meanwhile, Mother Base took in Paz, already an orphan, but now left without even her KGB benefactor following the end of the crisis. However, this was all engineered by an intelligence agency known as Cipher. Under Cipher's orders, Paz got close to Amanda, Chico, and others while exploring more and more of the base, secretly plotting to hijack Zeke. Her objective was to use the weapon as a bargaining chip to force Snake into becoming the military arm for Cipher. Paz's attempt failed when Snake defeated Zeke, and she was thrown beneath the waters of the Caribbean. It was only then that Snake learned Chico had fallen in love with her. A diary that she kept while on the base was discovered several days ago. It revealed the young girl torn between serving Cipher and following her heart. True love. True fucking love. Shoot the bitch. Really. This is Chico. Cipher is holding me on a US military base in Cuba. Perhaps due to Paz revealing the existence of Snake's nuke to Cipher, the International Atomic Energy Agency contacted Mother Base to request that it agree to a nuclear inspection. If word got out that Snake's unit had a nuclear weapon, where the fuck did they get that? I guess you have to play the game to understand that, or read the wiki in more detail about that specific subject. It would face severe criticism from around the world, but Huey, acting on his own, oh bloody hell, informed the International Atomic Energy Agency that Mother Base would allow the inspection. His reasoning was that as long as they kept Zeke and its nuke hidden from the inspectors, they could demonstrate to the international community that they were not a threat. The option to call off the inspection having expired, Snake and his men reluctantly got preparations underway. Meanwhile, Amanda, deployed to Cuba to assist the Sandinistas, learned that Paz had survived. The timing could not have been worse. Suspecting her of turning her back on the organization, Cipher had captured Paz and was interrogating her at a US military base on the southern tip of Cuba. I wonder what military base that could be, really. Chico learned of this and set out to save Paz by himself. It was not long after before a radio message from Chico reached Mother Base, saying he too had been captured. I know it hurts right now, but it will all be over soon. With an idea as to Cipher's true identity, Snake could not allow Chico and Paz to to fall into their hands. Furthermore, if he could rescue Paz, he might be able to get information from her that would help him fight back against Cipher. On the eve of the nuclear inspection, Snake made the decision to leave for Cuba. Intelligent man, Snake. Should have nuked the bitch. Seriously, nuke Cuba. And of course, he would be killing his own countrymen, but anyway. Cosini here on Serious Gaming signing out. Stay tuned for the playthrough.